Hi guys, it's Crystal with Design Bundles. Today I have an awesome tip for you. So today I'm going to show you guys how can you create a big sign like this if you only have one sheet of 12 by 12 adhesive. So we've talked about bigger than the mat projects, 12 by 24 mats. We've talked about slicing it into multiple pieces so you can create a big design. But we've never talked about what if you're in a pinch and you only have one 12 by 12 a sheet available. What can you do? So today I'm going to show you how to create the sign with one 12 by 12 sheet of adhesive. So let's go ahead and get started. Over here on designbundles.net, this is the SVG file that I used. So if you guys are a Plus member, this is actually 1 credit. I love these because they are so easy to download. I've mentioned this in the past. You don't have to throw them in your cart and check out and all of those things. Design Bundles has truly made it easy to use your points, if you will. You're just simply going to hit download and it's going to download straight to your computer. I really love that when it comes to Design Bundles. So here's our file. Now let's go ahead and bring it over to Cricut Design Space. All right, so I have uploaded our SVG. I've already uploaded it, and here it is. This is as big as it came in, and as you can see over here, it's in some individual pieces. Now, I want to show you guys a couple different ways that you can do this. So for me, I'm doing a quite large sign, so I'm actually going to come over and change the height to 11.5, and then I'm just going to let the width play it out. So whatever the width is, I know I can do up to 19 inches wide, so I'm going to let the width do its own thing at 16.246. All right, so as you can see, we've got individual pieces here. So let's say, for example, I only have a 12 by 12 sheet of adhesive. How could I possibly get this, to fit onto my design? I need to make this sign, but I only have one 12 by 12 sheet, and obviously this is 16 inches. So what I would do is I would hit make it. So at this point, you're going to see that they're all going to load on here, and I can actually move these pieces over as well. I'm going to show you that really quickly. So I'm actually going to hit move object. We're going to click it over here, confirm, and we're going to move these around. As you can see, Cricut moved it, but it can actually still fit in here. We can come over here and we can move some of these around however you would like. Maybe I want to rotate them. Maybe I want to do something like this and really get all of these pieces moved around. So I'm going to keep pushing all of these up here. Maybe I want to kind of put some of these off up here. So don't feel like you have to stick with whatever Cricut gives you. So I'm actually going to come over here. I'm going to pick this one up, move object, back over here, confirm. And there we have it. So you can see I've actually got it on a full 12 by 12 sheet. I'm going to scoot this one over here. I've actually got it on a full 12 by 12 sheet. Nothing is touching each other. And what I would do here, if I was desperate enough, I only had a 12 by 12 sheet and I really wanted to save. Not even just desperate, if you will. If you really like to save, you want to save money, you want to save product, this is one way to do it. You can cut your letters individually and you can line them up after the fact. And that's what I want to show you today. Now, one thing to keep in mind is go ahead and hit mirror and then come back and look at it again. Now you see once I hit mirror, things started touching. So this is touching this. So never just hit mirror and walk away. Make sure, if you guys were using heat transfer, by the way, guys. So if you're not using heat transfer, you wouldn't mirror, you would leave it just like this. But if you're using heat transfer vinyl, you're going to want to pay attention because where we've moved things our own, now we're touching. So you would want to come over here and you want to move these around to where nothing is touching. So let's see, I moved that real quick. I'll double check everything else. It looks like we've got a little piece touching here. You can kind of play around with these. I think everything looks good. Now you're good to go. You're ready to make it. So like I said, you can definitely fit it all onto one sheet. Now there's more options. So say, for example, I'm going to weld this. Let's say that this actually came into one piece. So it wasn't in multiple pieces. It's actually, like this. What I could do is I can actually slice this. And the way that you're going to slice this is you're going to, number one, make sure it is just one solid design, which it is here, you can see. And we're going to come to shapes. We're going to take a square here. And we're going to take this and I'm just going to start slicing however I would like. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and separate this and see how big this piece is. I'm going to go ahead and hit the unlock button on my square, which is right down here. And I can actually adjust this however I would like. And it doesn't matter how big it is, as long as it's covering my design. So I'm going to select both of these designs. I'm going to hit slice. And we can delete the square. And then we can also, it's created another gray layer. We can delete that as well. All right, so now what we've got here is 12.674. So what I can do with this is I can slice it again. So I'm actually gonna come over here. We're gonna come here and get us another square. And what I could do is I can actually slice this wherever I would like. So I'm going to slice it on some letters, but I want to avoid having just little pieces. So I'm just going to do what I can. You can slice it wherever you'd like. If you want to arrange the square to the back so you can see where you're slicing stuff, you can definitely do that. So maybe I just want to get right down here, just like so. If you want to maybe come down here, that way you're just really getting, I'm going to get as close as I can. Really, I'm only going to get this little bit of an in. So let's come down, unlock that again. And I actually want to make that a little bit bigger. So let me make sure my square is going to cover everything I need. So I'm just going to have it do just a little piece of that in. So I'm going to select everything, make sure it's not touching that L. All right, just like so. I'm going to select them. And I'm not selecting up here. I'm making sure I'm only selecting these two here. We're going to hit slice. And we're going to delete that square. Now, once again, it's going to create a gray layer, and you're going to delete that. I'm going to go ahead and hit undo. You can find that gray layer and hit delete. All right, so now I have these two pieces here. Now, it cut my in, but all the rest of the letters are good to go. So if I go to hit make it, you're going to see, I mean, we're still on a big mat here, but you're going to see now that those are separate. So let's keep going. So I'm going to hit cancel, and we're going to keep on going. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to come to shapes again, hit a square, and I'm going to go ahead, and I want to separate. I'm going to hit that unlock. I'm going to separate morning coffee. Hit slice. We're going to get rid of that square again. Same thing with that gray. All right, so now that's individual, right? That's individual, and now we still have this. So let's move this out of our way. Let's come to shapes again, hit square, and we're gonna do the same thing. All right, so let's go ahead and cut this one apart as well. So let's hit shapes, square. All right, so now we have this. So let's come back to make it. All right, so here's what we're left with. So I'm going to go ahead and start moving everything around. I'm going to move this one up here. This one right here, I think I can right about here. And let's come over here and move these pieces. So we're going to click here and hit move object. We're going to hit the first mat, confirm. And we're just going to move this wherever we think it's going to work. So maybe I need to rotate it. And maybe I want to rotate it again. I'm going to rotate it. It's kind of like playing a little jigsaw puzzle. So you're just going to figure out your pieces. I'm going to come back over here. We're going to move this over. Confirm. We're going to bring this one in and one more. All right, we're going to bring that right down. So now, as you can see, nothing is touching and everything is on one sheet of paper. So this is what you're going to do. If you really want to make a project, you're going to want to make something that's bigger than the mat. And it may not just be font. It may be pieces of a design. You can do the same thing and slice it into a few different pieces. So let's go ahead and cut this out and let's make it. Now I wanted to point out here that you can see me weeding everything here, and I'll weed a little bit in sections and then cut it out. I lost a few letters. I went back for them later. Now you could have created weeding boxes, so you could have actually figured out how it would fit on the mat, go back to the canvas and added boxes around each one. And I'm sure we've got a video here on the channel somewhere for that. If not, I'll definitely do that soon. Let me know down below. You could have created weeding boxes so you could have done these individual and not having to peel the entire sheet at one time. So now I'm just simply trimming everything down so we can line everything up. So I'm going to get my canvas here, my wood sign, and I'm going to line everything up about where it should go. And then we're going to take our transfer tape. I'm going to use my paper transfer tape today for this, and I'm going to show you using 2 pieces. So you know that you can use this over and over again. So if you're still trying to be frugal, you can save your transfer tape as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get 2 pieces going, one for my big pieces, one for the small. And then I'm going to line everything up again and start applying one at a time. Now there is risk with this, okay? So I wanted to point this out, and this is a great example. You're going to notice that I'm not going to get everything super straight, and I'm going to be off just a little bit on the canvas. So that's a risk that you will run by doing it like this. So the plus side, the perk side of, having it cut out in one piece for you, it just helps you obviously line it right up and put it on your canvas or wood sign. So this is going to obviously be a little bit more challenging because you are going to have to make sure you line everything up right. So when you notice when I peel away this morning piece here, now it's a little bit crooked, but I'm going to live with it. You can always, if you have extra vinyl, you can just peel that right back up while it's still fresh and relay it down. I could just cut out morning, reline that up again after everything's down. So once again, that's just a risk you're going to run. So I'm just going to continue to line all of these pieces up. You notice that I went back for my pieces that I lost. If you guys notice, I lost the L and the T. So I went back for those. So that's one reason why you should not wad up your adhesive vinyl while you're working. So this is it. I'm just lining everything up one piece at a time using the same transfer sheet, one 12 by 12 sheet, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.